Hi everybody and welcome to the Truck King YouTube channel. It is official. North Americans love pickup trucks. In fact, pickup truck sales have been really the lone bright spot through this entire pandemic. We just can't stop buying pickups. But not just any trucks, trucks that look like this one, specifically crew cabs with short beds. Trucks like this have replaced sedans and minivans in driveways across the country, and today we're testing just such a truck. This is the 2020 Ram 1500 fit with the 3.6 liter V6, and we're gonna put it to the test. So in this video, we're gonna hook up a trailer, we're gonna haul some payload, and we might even do some light off-roading to see how this 1500 stacks up. What are we waiting for? Let's get started. Let's start this one with the walk around, and first the engine. This is the base engine available in the Ram 1500. It's a naturally aspirated 3.6 liter V6, making 305 horsepower and 269 pound-feet of torque, sent through an 8-speed automatic. Oh yeah, and you have to mention, if you get the 3.6, you also now standard get the e-torque system. That is a 48-volt belt starter generator. It's kind of the best way to describe it, and you have to get it now on this V6. It just comes standard. So this is the Bighorn package, which really is only one step up from base, but honestly, Ram, they really go out of their way to make this feel like a more luxurious truck. First of all, just look at all the chrome here, all the chrome on the front end. Now, the wheels on this truck are actually optional. That is an optional set of 20s, but once again, they go all chrome, match these nice 1500 chrome badges. To me, this is a really handsome truck, and that's saying something because it's not the top tier luxury truck from Ram. Now we keep on moving back. We do have optional side steps here on our truck, and we have the optional tri-fold soft tonneau cover, but that's not really what I want to show off. What I have to show off to you is the new split tailgate here on the Ram. You've probably seen this by now. If you haven't, let me show you. It's a normal damped tailgate if you just grab the handle above, but then if you go below and grab the handle, you get the split action. Now, of course, you might think, what do you need this for? Well, what this really does, it allows you to get this much closer to your bed. So if you're really loading things in deep or you got to reach in there, this is going to help you get right up close to it. Although there is really a downside, and that is this big frame that they have to put around the edges of your bed. It actually eats up kind of 2 inches on either side, so you do have to keep in mind that with this, you're going to be a little bit skinnier back here at your opening. Plus, here in Canada, this split tailgate, it's a $1,000 option. So I really think you got to consider it long and hard before you go for it. However, if you are in a business where you're loading and unloading your bed all day long, this can really be a time saver, and it is convenient. Before we get to the hard work, I actually want to go out of my way to show you the interior on this Ram. Now, this isn't something we normally focus on in these videos, but here, it's so nice that I feel like I have to. And that's mostly because this is a Bighorn. This is not a luxury pickup. It's just one step up from base, and yet the interior is just so nice. And when I talk about base, I mean, check it out. We still have a bench seat in this truck. There are so few trucks that come with the standard bench, and once you get into the luxury trucks in Ram, you can't get this anymore, but down here in the Bighorn, you still can. I love having that option. Plus, once you do fold it down, you get the cup holders, you get a generous size storage up here, so, really a cool option. But more than that, to me, what sets the Ram apart are all the different materials. You get this nice kind of fake wood trim, chrome wrapped, vent covers, this beautiful soft touch kind of leather look material, a different color here, the Bighorn badge. Everything in here visually just looks so nice, and to me it proves you don't need to have a top dollar luxury truck to make your interior look this nice. Now though, I want to talk to you about the price, because that is super important in this whole story. Let's dig into the build and price sheet here real quick. So this is a Bighorn crew cab 4x4. The base price right there, $53,745. There's your standard equipment, and here's all of the options on this truck. Mostly interior stuff, the big wheels, bringing our total to $66,825. Now let's look at the payload on this Ram 1500. We consult the door jam and we get 1,496 pounds. So 1,500 pounds, not bad for a half ton. But you know what? Again, this truck is not really the work-focused Ram. So I am curious to see what the payload feels like. Let's get her loaded up. Time to load up the barrel. And just for sake of argument, I want to see if the split tailgate here would actually make things easier for us loading with the tractor. Now again, the issue is the width, and it makes it a little hairier because Dad has to be very careful not to hit this door with the tractor. Okay, straight, straight, and it's not bad. Okay. Now the issue is when he comes down, you just need to watch very carefully. You can see that one? Okay, you're good. Really not a lot of clearance. So for our purposes, this tailgate truly doesn't really help with this loading. Maybe if you had a forklift and a pallet, you'd be able to get it closer up here. But with our big wide tractor bucket up there, no real difference. So honestly, the more I look at this, the more I think this is truly about loading things as a person and getting up close, not necessarily when you're loading this thing with a machine. And for any doubters of its strength, I mean, I'm up here. Certainly feels solid. It doesn't feel sketchy or anything. It feels like a regular tailgate. And I do think that's important with this split tailgate as well. If you never use it, that's fine, because the regular tailgate functionality goes unchanged.
In how many ways can I tell you how much I want you? In how many ways can I show you how much I love
you? We're on the road in the Ram now, 1,000 pounds in the bed, got 1,400 pounds of payload, actually just about 1,500, which once again means we're right on that line, if not pushing it a little bit, and it feels very confident.
Yeah, if anything, it just, it's plush.
Yeah, it really smoothed out the ride.
I don't want people to laugh at me, but that's the word, plush,
yeah,
with this ride, which kind of speaks to what this truck is. Its ride height, you'll notice this is not a tall truck, and the interior, everything about it, I think Steve alluded to this in his opening, this is the new minivan.
Yeah, this is the city slicker truck. It really definitely feels that way. The kind of truck you're gonna buy to haul your family around and then maybe every now and then help someone move or, you know, tow a trailer once in a while.
Yeah, you can do some stuff with it, but this is not a heavy hauler, not by any stretch, and particularly with that split tailgate. As cool as that is, you know, it's funny, if you're old like me, you'll remember that back the station wagons in the 60s and 70s did exactly that. They either folded down or they swung out to the side. So I'm sorry, kids, this is not a new innovation. But what it did do is it helped you get your stuff into the bed. You can stand right at the bumper. And so depending on who you are, it's either to get your groceries in there or to load all those beer cases.
Now we're back in with this Ram, and let's go ahead and measure the squat. So the barrels are still in the back, pushed all the way to the front wall, and let's go ahead and measure. Now, one of the downsides of the coil springs in the back end of a Ram is supposed to be squat. So I am certainly curious to see this number and how it stacks up to other half tons. So what exactly do we have here? It's just a hair under 36 and a half. I'd say it's 36 and 7/16. Yep. Now let's go ahead and pull the barrels off. We'll see how much it comes up.
How many ways can I tell you how much I want you?
Well, it certainly appear to be a decent amount of squat. Let's go ahead and see what we are looking at here. So back to the center of our wheel and up. Yeah, and that brings us to 38.5 inches, which is actually very consistent with our other half tons, basically with 2 inches of squat. But now you can see how it stacks up right here on the leaderboard. All right, let's back our Ram into the trailer now. So we get just the one rear view. You get the automatic guidelines, but of course the Ram here does have that zoom in button, and that's always really appreciated for the last few feet. Definitely makes a big difference. You're able to get close, hit that plus, and then you can put that hitch ball right underneath that coupler. Okay, everybody, 5,000 pounds is on the back of this Ram, and let's go ahead and see how she pulls it up to 100 kilometers an hour. Gotta wait for this to reach 0. Come on, baby. There we go, ready for the race, hit it. We do have it in tow haul mode. Okay, not huge power off the line. Oh, it does rev right up in tow haul. Really holding the gears here.
6,500 RPM.
Wow. And 100. That was pretty slow though. 21.4 seconds, 0 to 100. And once again, this is the first V6 powered half ton we've tested. Well, V6 gas powered half ton. So here's how it stacks up to the rest of the trucks. Okay, time to kick off our loops, zeroing out the trip here in the Ram. Boom. Now we can see what kind of fuel economy we got. And actually, you know what, while I'm showing you this, why not look at it? See up there where it says 9 meters? That is actually the trailer blind spot monitoring. So this truck will actually let you know if someone's in your blind spot beside your trailer. And the coolest thing is that it measures the length of your trailer all by itself. After you take a corner, it says, oh, I know how long your trailer is and I know where your blind spots are. That is a pretty nifty feature. Now let's hit the road. Now we're out here on the road, but before we keep driving, I want to show you a pretty cool Ram tool that they offer on their website. If you're curious about the numbers in your Ram, you can actually use their VIN lookup tool. So punch your VIN in, hit find, and then boom. So this is the Ram we're testing today. It's a Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4 box, and there are the numbers. So now you've seen it, this truck can't even tow 7,000 pounds, and that's why we only put the 5,000 pound trailer on. We like to do 7,000 with half tons, but this half ton isn't rated at 7K. And again, that kind of backs up the story that we've been telling you. This package with the V6, this is just not a work truck. It's not a truck you want to buy to regularly tow. That doesn't mean it won't do it every now and again and feel okay, but yeah, if you're regularly towing, this is not the one to get. However, you're the one driving right now, Dad, so what do you actually feel? What do your butt sensors tell you?
You know, it's doing fine with the 5,000. I mean, don't forget, we're talking about a full frame, long wheelbase, so it certainly feels, for instance, better than the shorter wheelbase we were doing on that GMC last week.
Absolutely.
However, and this is where I'm going to do my old man rant, and really this is for newbies, okay? If you go out and you buy a truck because you like the color, well then you deserve what you get. You need to know what you want the truck to do before you buy it. You start off by going, what jobs does this truck have to do? Which could include simply hauling around your wife and kids, in which case this truck is awesome.
Perfect, yeah.
But if you got a longer laundry list than that, get that out of the way first. Know exactly what you need. Look forward and say, eventually I want to get a boat, I haul a trailer, I've got a business, I need payload, and then this isn't the truck for you. So have a good look at those numbers. One of my big pet peeves is that every truck commercial always quotes the maximum tow ratings.
Yeah, even for this truck with the V6, if you go on their website, Ram says, yeah, you get a V6 Ram, you can tow over 7,000. I think it tops out at like 7,600 or something. But once again, that is likely a two-wheel drive, work truck or a base version of the truck, the lighter version of the truck. That's why it's so important to look up your specific truck. Now, I'll give Ram credit for having that VIN lookup, but GM does it better by putting it right on the side of your truck in a sticker, and Ford in this department just hasn't caught up yet. So we're taking off from a stop sign here, and there's something I want to feel. Well, actually, it's sort of a lack thereof, the low end torque. And we felt it when we took off doing the 0 to 60. And the reason I bring it up is because this engine is paired with e-torque, that 48 volt belt starter generator. And essentially e-torque, at least what Ram says, it's supposed to give you a little push off the line. That's the line that Ram likes to use. I don't know, I don't feel it. It certainly doesn't have that typical sort of electric motor torque feeling that you're used to. And you know what, when e-torque was introduced with the 2019 truck, it kind of felt like Ram was saying, we didn't really touch the powertrain, so we gotta do something. So stick that 48 volt system on there. It was the one letdown, I think, of this new redesigned Ram, is that they didn't go further with new powertrains. And I'm sorry to say this too, Ram, that e-torque just it doesn't feel like it's doing a lot here. However, I guess the good thing is, in this V6 package, you're not paying for it. It is standard with every single Ram V6 you get these days, so you're gonna get e-torque whether you like it or not. Now, I won't just hate though. There is one big advantage to e-torque that I really like, and it has to do with the stop-start system. Now, you can get stop-start without e-torque, but with it, this is incredibly smooth. Honestly, when the engine comes back on after stopping, it's barely perceptible, and that is definitely an advantage to having e-torque.
And that's the thing with stop-start. I know there's guys that hate on it, but you know what? I've gotten used to it, and the fact is, you knock 3 or 4% off your fuel bill a year, for what? Because it stops at a light? I'm good with that.
Yeah, and the less intrusive it is, the better, and this is definitely very non-intrusive. And there's the number, over just about 35K. We did 15 liters per 100 kilometers. A pretty good number for this V6, and definitely a lot more efficient than that big thirsty Hemi V8 is. Now, I want to switch over the units for you guys, and here in the Ram, it's actually over here in the infotainment system, but I want you to watch the odometer when I switch the units. I know it's just a little thing, but to me, those little things are a big deal. And the fact that the odometer kind of rolls over like that is super cool. Anyways, there's our fuel economy, 15.6 mpg with this 5,000 pounds. Now we've reached the off-road portion of our video, and right down that trail, I got all kinds of trouble to get into, but no, sorry everybody, we're not taking this Ram off-road. It's just not an off-road pickup. I mean, look at the clearances here. They're really not good. We have those side assist steps, 20-inch chrome wheels. I don't want to scratch them up. So no, we're not hitting the hydro line. This Ram has the basic 4x4 equipment you'd want, 4-wheel drive, plus a 2-speed transfer case. But all of that stuff on this truck is really just to deal with wet weather and maybe the occasional gravel or cottage road. Besides that, this is not the truck that you want to buy to go have fun out on the trail. And to really drive that point home, right down there in the bumper, there are normally recovery hooks, but this truck doesn't even get the recovery hooks. So there's no way I'm going out there, possibly getting stuck and then not even having a place to recover the truck from. Time to summarize this Ram, everybody. So when you're driving empty, this truck is comfortable, quiet, and gorgeous on the inside. Easily the nicest interior in a half-ton, and that applies to just about every single trim level. Once you do start working this truck, you realize that's not what it is meant for. But you know what? For the majority of truck owners these days who do just use their trucks as daily drivers with the occasional trailer they need to pull, this is the exact right package. No point going for that big V8 and never using the capability, because that just gives you a bigger fuel bill. So everybody, that's it for this video. I want you to go down in the comments, let me know what you think of this Ram, all of our testing, and what you would like to see in the future. As always, while you're down there, hit like, hit that subscribe button, and then come right back here to Truck King to see what we're testing next. See ya.